Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day. When a massive disaster like the recent Turkey-Syrian earthquakes happens, we Christians may be asked, and we may ask ourselves, if there's a God and he's all-powerful and he loves us, why does he allow so much suffering? And it's the question which people seem to feel is the defining question of faith. Answer it and faith will follow. Now, we live in an age in which we believe any question can be answered. However dumb or brilliant our question is, someone out there has a satisfying answer for us, as long as we have internet connection, obviously. I tried asking Google the first random question that came into my head, which was, what is Justin Welby's shoe size? And HollywoodMagazines.com came up with this reply. Justin Welby stands 1.7 metres tall and weighs 149 pounds. His shoes and dress sizes, as well as his overall body measurements, are kept private. The sum of human knowledge has gone from growing in a linear way towards exponential growth over the last 100 years. Thomas Young, who was a late 18th century scientist, researcher, physician and polymath, is considered to be the last person to know everything. By the end of the 19th century, the total of our knowledge was doubling every 100 years, and at present it's doubling every 13 months and is projected to be heading towards every 12 hours. It really does seem that there's no question you can ask that the internet cannot answer, except obviously the Justin Welby shoe size. Although I guess that if I'd looked long enough, I would have found an expert who could have projected a probable answer. Of course, with the increase in information comes a seemingly unending stream of misinformation, and we have to be critical thinkers when dealing with the information we're given. So we believe that we can pretty much expect to find a reasonable answer to any question that we ask. So, why does God allow suffering? I googled this question and I received 3,610,000 answers, and there's probably not enough time here now to go through all of them. I'm sure that some of them will have been the result of years of thought by very clever people, but I doubt that any of them will have been posted by God himself. In an age when every question appears answerable, let's not fall into the trap of assuming that God has to be fully understandable like everything else in the universe. The only way we can have any insight into what God's response might have been is through his word, the Bible. And this is from St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. That your faith might not be in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. We can search for the answer in our own wisdom, but at the end of the day, our faith is not provable by anything that the most brilliant human mind can devise. Of course, our human wisdom can tell us why so many people died in those earthquakes, and it's nothing to do with God. Our human wisdom tells us where fault lines are, and somehow doesn't prevent us from building homes on them. And our human greed doesn't stop us building them cheaply so they can't withstand earthquakes. But what our faith does tell us is how to respond to people damaged by those disasters. And the power of our God is there to enable us to act on that faith as his hands in these tragic situations. So the question we need to be asking at the moment is not why did God let it happen, but how can I help? How can I show the power of my God and show my faith by how I respond to human suffering?